Welcome to Intuitive Moon Tarot. This is Jen. I'm back today with another pick a card reading for you. This pick a card reading is going to be asking for insight and guidance into your struggling soulmate connection. This can be a current partner, this can be an ex, anyone that you feel you have a soul connection with that is currently struggling. It's very helpful if you can close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, bring this person to the front of your mind, and ask of the universe and your spirit guides for insight and guidance into this connection. We have deck A or deck B to select from. For those of you that need more time, go ahead and pause the video and take all the time that you need. For the rest of you, we're going to go ahead and get started with deck A. Okay, for those of you that are just now joining me for deck A, this is a quick reminder before we get started that these are general readings. So there's no way for me to guarantee that every general reading is going to resonate with every person watching every time. Please just take what feels good to you in your soul, what is helpful to you, and what resonates with your story. Don't try to force this story to fit yours if it's just not fitting. Keep in mind, I offer private readings as well for those of you that need something more specific and that you can guarantee is going to be meant for you. For the rest of you, I do believe that these meetings between us are fated. So if you were drawn to me or my channel in one way or another, chances are I am going to have a meaningful message for you at some point in time. I don't believe that these things happen by chance or are coincidence. So my recommendation is, if you feel inspired to do so, to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification. That way, as new uploads come up, you can kind of follow the inspiration and the messages that you're drawn to and watch those videos to get messages that are meant for you. All of that being said, thanks for bearing with me. Let's get started. We have the Justice card. So that is Libra energy. Of course, you don't have to be a Libra, and neither does your soulmate, but this is an air energy. There may or may not be air in your chart, or you might be dealing with a Libra, or you may be a Libra yourself. We have the Nine of Spirals, and we have Vision. Okay, give me just a minute to look over these and see what I'm feeling and what I'm getting. So I do feel, for most of you, of course not all of you, but for most of you, I feel like this connection has been kind of rocky, a little bit unbalanced. I do feel that justice is coming. So I feel kind of like a karmic cycle here, almost coming to a completion, where we have the 9, 10 is completion, of course. So we're almost completing a cycle here, some kind of a karmic cycle, and justice is going to be served. The scales are going to balance out. I do see a need for you or the other person. Of course, these energies can go both ways with this being general, but somebody here does need to take a strong stand. I do see that's not going to be particularly easy, but this needs to be kind of a mind over heart type of matter, where you are really being logical and making decisions that are going to be best for your long-term future. You're being honest with yourself. You're standing up for what is right and what is fair, and you're taking a stand here and cutting out the things that are not going to serve your greatest good. When we talk about the Nine of Spirals, this kind of sends a message that it's about holding fast to your course. It's about shaping creative solutions when ill winds blow. So this is almost a completion of your efforts. You may even be dealing with some legality issues here with this person, or you might have legality issues, or they might. But at the end, I do see that this is a time for you. You're supposed to stay here on your course, but I do see where like the energies are just blowing in all different directions, and we've been on such a rocky path here and overcome some struggles. I feel like this has been something that has been really difficult for you, that you've kind of been all over the place with with your emotions, or they have. If this isn't matching with you, this may be their energy that I'm picking up. But I see that this has kind of just been all over the place. It's like, I don't know which direction to go in, because this is the compass here and these ravens. It's kind of representing north, east, south, west, right? So to me, it's like the energies are blowing all over the place, and it's like you haven't really known what direction to go in, what direction to take with this connection. This has probably been something that's really overwhelming, but this is telling you to kind of stay steady on your course, to be true to yourself. And when I see her wings here and her just taking a stand and turning away and closing her eyes, this isn't an easy decision, but there is some kind of a decision that is either being made or needs to be made in the near future, or will be made by the universe or through the justice system, that is going to bring balance to this situation. So this is saying just stay strong to who you are, to continue to be genuine, to continue to be... Sorry, you guys, I'm just trying to put this together as the messages are coming through kind of fast, and I get numerous at once sometimes when I'm dealing with a lot of energy. But this is just to be like, to protect your inner peace, to trust in the universe, to stay true to who you are, to stay genuine, to stay pure in your heart, to have a strong vision of what it is that you truly want for your future, to have a strong vision about your sense of direction here. You know, which way do I want to go? What is right? What is fair? What is best for me in the long term? Where do I need to go with this? And to allow the universe to handle things, because this is saying that justice is going to be served one way or another, and you're going to complete a karmic cycle here. We're on the verge of doing that, and what's meant to be is going to be. So I'm going to pull some more cards here for you. This was just kind of the start to, I like to have you guys kind of pick your own deck. I feel like that really brings your energy into it and helps these readings to be a little bit more accurate, which is, you know, can be difficult to do with general readings. Sometimes the universe just has specific people they really want to get a message to, and that group gets the messages. But I like to try to involve you as much as possible in selecting these energies so I can help a large number of people at once. So let me see what else I'm getting here for this soulmate connection. Please, universe, please, tarot. For those that selected deck A, what guidance and advice and insight? Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So this is about personal growth. This is about having a vision and a strong vision of what it is you truly want, being honest with yourself, standing up for what's right, you know, demanding fairness. It's like she's protecting her right here. She, he, doesn't matter, of course. These energies, men and women both have masculine and feminine energy. So just bear with me. But this energy here, it's kind of like turning away, cutting out what is not serving you, and demanding fairness, standing up for what's right, standing up for yourself, getting grounded. Like, this has been rocky, this has been difficult, but you've made the journey, and you're here, and you're balancing out, and you're saying, you know what I mean? Like, I've been all over the place, I haven't known what direction to go in, but now I have a clear vision, I'm making up my mind, and even though this might be difficult for you, and there might be kind of some difficult things coming your way, these might be really difficult lessons for you to learn, but this is a moment to be appreciated. Every moment and opportunity is an opportunity to grow and to find true love. And so this may be, let's get some more before I go too far ahead of myself here. But I do see you kind of coming to a place where you're coming out of the fog and the clouds, and you're stepping into your full power, and you're creating your own vision for yourself of what love really means to you, what it really looks like to you. You've kind of been all over the place, being blown in every direction with your emotions and your intellect. And when we talk about spirals, that's a fire energy. That's a really passionate, emotional energy, right? And sometimes when we're in that state of mind, it can be hard to see clearly. And I just see like this is like blowing all this it's confusing, right? It's not clear, but you can see she's like stepping out of the mist. She's stepping out of the fog. She's, everything is clear now, and she's cutting out what doesn't serve her. She, he, again, doesn't matter. But here, this energy is that of like, stay strong, even when ill winds are blowing, even when things are difficult. Stand your ground, stand strong and firm, stand up for what's right. Have clear visions of what love means to you. Appreciate these moments to grow and to understand, because real love is genuine, it is kind, it supports our greatest good, it supports our growth, and so if that's not the connection that you're experiencing, then this may not be something that's good for your long-term potential. This other person may have to kind of deal with their karma and their cycles and go through that so that they can develop their own clear vision of what it is that they want long-term. They might be in a place of, if this is your energy, and this could be theirs, of course, but if this is your energy and you've been through this rocky path with this person, and your emotions have been all over the place, then this is a time where things need to start getting cut out. You need to take a stand. You need to stand up for what's right. You need to, request balance. There needs to be equal give and take here. And if things are difficult, stand your ground, stand true to yourself. Don't allow that to, persuade you and push you to do things that you wouldn't normally do or that don't serve your highest good. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I just get a lot of messages, so I'm trying to clearly articulate what it is I'm feeling. Please, universe, please, tarot. For those that selected deck A, what guidance do you have into their soulmate connection? What do they need to surrender? Please give me more information here about their soulmate connection. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you cannot change a situation, compassionately accept it exactly as it is. This will bring you peace. Yep, okay. So the universe is going to come in and take care of this. For those of you that don't believe in karma or law of attraction, or that what you put out comes back to you, I'm here to tell you that is 100% the way that it works. These are not, made up ideas here. What you're putting out into the universe is coming back to you. So if you're wishing ill will on somebody, if you're angry or hurt or frustrated, or, you're wishing that they're sad or they're, in those types of energies, all you're doing is attracting that energy back to yourself. This is a reminder that you can't change other people, that they're going to be held accountable. The universe will hold them accountable. Their karmic cycles will come around to them and hold them accountable. It is not your job. Your job is to stand your ground, protect your heart. If people are pushing you to the point where it's almost like, I don't know who I am anymore, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's like you've been so emotionally all over the place that you're just like, you don't have a clear vision of what it is you even want anymore. You don't know who you are anymore. You're feeling, maybe you've acted in ways that you just feel are out of character for you. And this is just a reminder, you are still a strong, powerful, loyal, kind person. And so the scales are going to balance out for you. This is going to work itself out, and it's not your job to, to try to change the other person or change their mind or their perspective. Really, this is important for you to stay steady on your path, to know that you're going in the right direction, to allow things to just be as they need to be and allow the universe to come in and handle it, to have a clear vision of what it is. Sorry guys, this is kind of a hot mess over here. But to have a clear vision of what it is you truly want and what's going to serve your highest good and what's going to bring, kind of light your soul on fire and ease your heart and put you in in just a good place, a good productive place. That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like you're definitely going through something. I mean, we've got either the legal system or just some really rocky ground. There's been some things you've had to overcome. This is not a difficult decision for this person, or what they're going through has been difficult for them to face, hence her eyes being closed. But you still see that this is a good, positive, fair energy here. This person wants fairness. This person wants balance. If this is you, wonderful. And then we see here, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So this is a reminder that whatever this is that you've been going through with this person is important for your soul's growth. This is an opportunity for you to grow, learn something about yourself, come into a clear vision about what love means to you, what love looks like for you, what you really want out of a partner long term. Is this really what you want? Maybe it is. And if so, then you want to act accordingly, make sure that you're fair, and trust that the universe is bringing things around for you just as they're supposed to be. This does talk about change a little bit, how the winds can just change and things can go in different directions. And so you just kind of have to be prepared for things to change, people to change, circumstances to change, and allow things to be as they are and trust that they are meant for your greatest good. Make sure that you have a clear vision and that you're putting that energy out into the universe so that the universe can bring back to you what it is you truly want and hope for. That's what I'm getting. I hope that wasn't too repetitive or confusing for you, and I hope that that was helpful to some of you. If you want to dig a little bit deeper, this sounds like your story, you can book a personal reading with me, and I have incredible specials for that. You're also welcome to donate to the channel, as I will always be giving of myself and my gift freely to all of you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me here today. Love and light. Okay, moving on now to Deck B. For those of you that are just now tuning in for Deck B, I want to give you a quick reminder before we get started that these are general readings, so there is no way for me to guarantee that every general reading will resonate with every single person that watches this video every time. Please just take what feels good to you in your soul, what resonates with your story, and what's helpful to you. And leave the rest for somebody else. We don't want to force these things to fit. I do offer personal readings for those of you that want something specific to your situation. And I also believe that these encounters and meetings between us are fated and nothing happens by chance. So if you were drawn to me or my channel in one way or another, chances are at some point in time I will have a meaningful message for you. So if you feel inspired to do so, I always recommend subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell notification. That way, as new uploads appear, if you feel drawn to any of those or inspired by any of those, you can kind of follow that intuition and that inspiration and go there to see if you can't get a message that's, better suited for you. All of that being said, let's get started, and hopefully we can find something helpful for you today. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Mirrors, and we have the Loyalty card. So give me just a minute to look over these and kind of see what I'm feeling. So I am getting a couple of different messages. Since these are general, I may get different messages for different people, so just bear with me. But one of the things that I'm feeling right off the bat is that somebody is desperately clinging on to this connection. They are almost terrified to let go of the other person. This can be your energy or your soulmate's energy. These can go vice versa since this is general. I feel like this is almost kind of in the name of loyalty. It's like you're telling yourself, what I'm hearing is like, my heart is loyal, right? So it doesn't matter what our physical connection is, my heart is loyal to you, to this connection. So some of you may be in separation or in no contact, but you're still kind of desperately clinging to what was, and you're not really willing to let go of that. I feel like some of you are doing that to the extent of blocking the connection with that person or any chance for a renewal. Because every connection that comes into our life has a purpose, right? And there are karmic lessons to be learned that are they're there to support our soul's growth and to help us reach our fullest potential as a person, as a human being. And so if we don't learn those lessons and we don't embrace the benefits of that relationship and what it was there to teach us, and we don't have that kind of transformation there, then we get stuck. And we just kind of repeat the same cycles. Until we can learn that lesson, we can't move forward. That's for some of you. For others of you, some of you may possibly still be together, but you may just be struggling in this connection and having a major disconnect between the two of you, but you're still wanting to hold on to this because you have loyalty to this person, so you're just kind of holding on. You're holding on to like the little bit that they're still giving you, and you're clinging to that. And some of you are actually holding on to things from the past that don't serve you. Maybe personal, like you could be holding on to insecurities, you could be holding on to outdated beliefs about yourself, trust issues, or they could. Again, these energies can go both ways. So I do see a few different scenarios here, and I'm kind of getting flooded. So I think a lot of you chose deck B. That's what I'm feeling, there's going to be a lot of people tuning in here. So I'm getting a lot, so just bear with me for a minute. I do want to point out that one thing that I notice here is that we do have the moon goddess. You see on his walking stick. And again, he, she, it doesn't make any difference. We do have masculine and feminine energy in both men and women. So don't get hung up on the sexes, on the pictures or the imagery. But this is a moon goddess here. And the moon goddess represents wisdom and fate. So this connection that you're feeling, this person that you're thinking of, this was a fated connection. This was a very important part of your spiritual growth and your soul's journey. Whether this is for, long-term potential or not, it doesn't make any difference. When we see the butterflies, I see a major transformation. But you can see this person is kind of being guided along their path by the wisdom, from the things that they've learned here. And when we talk about, I don't know if you guys can see here, but this is the 8 of mirrors. So we have 8 mirrors here, and I'm getting a few different things, but something that you should know is that these mirrors they're supposed to represent the teachings of the great sages, right? So we have selflessness, truthfulness, harmlessness, mindfulness, respectfulness, goodness, peacefulness, and righteousness. So that's each one of those mirrors represents something different. And so that's been a part of this journey. These are the things that you've learned. And so if you were to turn back and look at this journey honestly and evaluate yourself, this is like this huge period of self-reflection. If you can turn around and look back on this journey and see what things that you've learned and you've developed from your connection with this other person, right? But I'm also hearing it's really important to be loyal to yourself and to continue here on your path. I'm going to pull out a love oracle card just to get some more insight here. This is reminding you that, are you being loyal to the wrong person as well? Like this card represents, both sides of loyalty. It's like, are you being loyal to yourself? It's reminding you to be loyal in your commitments, be loyal to, the other people that you love or that you share relationships with. But it's also a reminder to ask yourself, am I being loyal to the wrong people? And sometimes when we see that paired here, it's like you've come so far in your journey, right? And you have so many things to look back and reflect on. This was such a huge part of your soul's growth and your transformation. And then here, it's like you're desperately clinging on to something. But really, if he, doesn't matter, would come down out of this tree, which it's like a panic. Like I'm stuck up here. I'm holding on to what I have. I'm desperately holding on to this connection and what we had and what was. But really, if this energy would just come down, there is all of this wealth and riches and everything. And when we see this is rose quartz. So it's kind of funny because it's the same stone as we have here. And this is known as the unconditional love crystal. But it's not just unconditional love with somebody else. It's self-love. Unconditional love for yourself. Loyalty to yourself. A recognition that none of these journeys that we have with people are in vain. right? So sometimes it's like you're so scared and you're holding on desperately to these remnants of what was, or just not wanting to release something that's no longer suited for you. And you're trying to say, hey, I'm loyal, my heart's loyal, and you're really holding on to that part of yourself. But if you would just come down and release this, all of this down here is waiting for you. Right? And this could be the other person as well. The other person could be clinging to insecurities or things from their past, or, problematic things that happened in the relationship, or you could. And it's like, if you would just release that and you would just step down and come down, have some trust. Don't isolate yourself up here in this tree, scared and clinging to whatever it is that you're clinging to, or your partner's clinging to, your soulmate's clinging to. It's like, come down and embrace everything that's here waiting for you. Look back and see that everything that has happened up until this point in your life, with your previous connections and within this connection between the two of you, has been a huge part of your soul's growth. And if you're not embracing these things that you were supposed to learn, you'll just keep going back through it. You see, if you turn around and you try to repeat this exact same cycle, you can't walk back down that same path without having to look in each one of these mirrors and reflecting on where you've already been. The universe will continue to give you the same cycles over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. So if you turn around and try to go back down the same path that you've gone down through the past, you're just going to be faced repeatedly with a period of self-reflection, because now you have this wisdom, right? And this stick is guiding you with your fate and your wisdom that you've obtained from all of your experiences here along your journey, and you're moving forward. This is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. I'm going to ask for some further guidance here from our Love Oracle deck. Thanks for bearing with me. I know sometimes it's scattered and the messages are a little bit confusing because I'm getting different messages for different people. So I appreciate you bearing with me. I almost feel like it's just like this uncertainty about what lies ahead, right? This is a time for you to ask yourself if you're being loyal to the right people, and if you're getting all of your needs met, or if you're feeling like you desperately have to cling on to the little scraps that are thrown at you as well. That's another thing that I'm getting all of a sudden out of this, and it's saying, hey, remember who you are. Remember where you've been. Remember the wisdom that you've obtained. Remember the transformation. I almost see this too as like, when you if like a child, how much children can change in a year. And if you see that person every single day, you may not notice it. But maybe on social media or something, it pops up with memories from a year ago or 2 years ago. And you realize there's been this major transformation. I mean, they don't even look the same. Or it brings back memories from things that happened to you a year ago, or where your life was at, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. And you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Things are so different now. But on a day-to-day basis, you may not notice that because, it's just happening so gradually and right before your eyes. But if you really look back and reflect over a long period of time, you see a big change. And that's what I see with these butterflies here. It's almost this reminder, like maybe you haven't quite seen it, but you have come through so many different phases and major transformations. And this connection that you have with this person was 100% fated. It was a huge part of your journey and your soul's growth. But we do need to remember to be loyal to ourselves, to be very careful about who we're loyal to, not to hold on to scraps, not to be afraid to love, not to be afraid to let go of the past and our partners as well. If this isn't meant for you, it may be meant for them. It may be giving me some information on their energy. But this is definitely a need to let go of whatever it is you're holding on to fearfully. right? Because what we give is what we receive. So if you're constantly fearful and nervous, then you're going to you're going to create that reality for yourself. So it's like, let go of insecurities, trust in the universe, let go of things that are no longer serving you, let go of past hurts, or, don't hold on to scraps from people. Be loyal to yourself first. Don't cling to a connection so tightly that you're blocking it. Allow this journey to progress as it's supposed to, and appreciate that none of these meetings are in vain. No matter what we go through with a person or how long it lasts, not every soulmate connection is meant to last forever, but they're all meant to teach us important parts of ourselves, help us reflect back on the inner parts of ourselves, really see ourselves for who we are, make changes, grow, open up our spirit. When your heart is open and when you're in that vulnerable place that kind of love and connection and soul connections brings you to, you're a lot more receptive to learning, opening, changing, growing, right? Than when you're closed off. So sometimes these connections that we feel, they're meant to kind of open up our hearts, make us vulnerable, expose us, make us face ourselves, our own inner insecurities and demons, so that we can grow and develop. And I do feel like that's a part of this connection here. My goodness. I think I'm going to use this card because it keeps wanting to come out. It says, ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. See, and it's like this is a long journey, and you see that this person is alone on this journey, right? Even though they are a very loyal individual, like they feel alone on their journey. This has been kind of an uphill, steep, difficult climb for them. You're feeling stuck, and this could even be financial as well, where you're holding on to things for financial benefit, or maybe they're not quite serving your soul anymore, but you're afraid to release that because you're dependent on somebody at this point. There's a lot of different things I see here. But part of the advice for you moving forward and the guidance in this love connection is not to be afraid to ask for help, to be loyal to yourself first. Don't cling to things and put fear and anxiety and those types of energies out into the universe, or you're just going to continue to attract more of that. Turn around and look at where you've come from. Look how far you have come. Look at the lessons that you have learned. Look at how far you've made it on this path. It was not an easy path, right? I'm going to get one more card here just because I feel strongly to do so. We're going to do surrender. And I'm getting low on my battery space here, so we're going to wrap this up, but I hope this is helpful. And if you need to go a little bit deeper, if this sounds like your story and you want more information, things that are a little more specific to you, please keep in mind that all general readings are currently on a really great special for the holidays, so you can find that information again in the description box. There's also the option to donate to the channel, but of course I will always be here to give of myself freely and to share my gift with all of you. Please, universe, please, tarot, please give me some more insight. Ooh. These two both flipped over, so we're just going to take them. We have surrender to complete healing. So it's what we were talking about, holding on to things, this past journey, what it was meant to teach you, what you were supposed to overcome, asking for help. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So this message may be for you or for your soulmate, but somebody here definitely has some things that they're clinging on to that are no longer serving them and are preventing them from reaching their full potential. All of this is available to this person, but they're up here hiding, clinging, afraid to let go, afraid to ask for help, afraid to move forward and face all the things that they've learned here. And we also have surrender to spirit that came out. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So, and I see that right here so nicely with this ask for help. So it's like ask for help from your spirit guides, ask for guidance, ask for healing, ask for a peace of mind and the ability to release things that aren't serving you and help you have a better connection moving forward. This is a really beautiful message. I hope this was helpful to some of you out there. Please give me some feedback and let me know if I can help you further with private readings, or if you have suggestions for future pick a card readings. I'm always open to look at those as well. I usually just do what I feel inspired to do. Thank you so much for joining me. Love and light.